Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation, Welcoming the Stranger, Peacebuilding Through Intentional Virtual Cross-Cultural Exchange. My name is Michael Westwood, and I am presenting today with Dr. Tatiana Golikova, and we are very excited to be here at the CELT conference, and I will let Dr. Golikova get started.
Dear colleagues, it's a great pleasure and honor to be part of this conference. Our presentation will discuss the challenges and opportunities while implementing the Global Conversations program for MA students, providing insights into its history, practice, and results. This program has been developed over years of collaboration since 2016 between our respective university programs, Volga State University of Technology in Russia and U.S.A International University in Lithuania. We believe that the GC program serves as a bridge to foster understanding and mutual respect for cultural differences, as almost every student participant of the GC program expresses a shift in their personal bias towards their partner's culture, along with acknowledgement of previous misunderstandings or expectations related to that person's culture. I have had the experience of cross-cultural digital communication intertwined into my courses of English since 2012, with partners from American, Lithuanian, French, Greek, and Croatian universities. Since 2016, we have been implementing this specific cross-cultural program, updated together with Professor Alil Cunningham from U.S.A. By the way, our TESOL joint chapter on the GC specifics was published in 2022. Since 2023, we have been practicing this program together with Professor Westwood, and we have just finished our new GC round. I'm thankful to him for his enthusiasm, expertise, and professionalism. The design of the GC program focuses on providing opportunities for professional development, increasing English language skills, and developing readiness for digital cross-cultural communication. The GC program includes 8 stages for its effective implementation. As you can view on the slides, our students complete pre-surveys before their virtual meeting. Stages 6 and 7 include reporting and post-surveying. They are vital for making adjustment for the structure of future cross-cultural communication partnerships, thus providing food for thought in stage 8. Our MA students have an authentic context in which they develop cross-cultural skills and negotiate ideas and scenarios within the structure's 3 broad topics that you can view on the slide. We provide the students with guidelines for each session, which we view as a springboard to initiate deeper conversations, as well as to identify the potential for professional and scientific benefit and depth of inquiry for cultural and self-learning. Among the topics that they discuss are education systems, values in education, and professional values, as we strongly believe we should educate our students not only academically, but morally as well. You can also view some photos with our MA students during their full group introductory GC video conferencing sessions. As for the findings, almost all the students considered the experience to be educational, engaging, and worthwhile, enhancing their professional development.
Some of the specific feedback provided by students from Volgatech, they mentioned that the experience was incredible, a great opportunity, that they felt more confident, they learned something new, they noted how horizons of knowledge have expanded, and they considered the program an amazing new perspective. From LCC, some students mentioned that they encountered a formed attitude of respect towards this nation. They became better listeners, more tolerant towards other cultures, and then they changed their thought patterns, and that emerged as a result of, or the challenges that had emerged as a result of prior stereotypes.
Right. Another positive outcome of the GC program for Volga students is the opportunity to practice English fluency and targeted vocabulary in an authentic context. According to the post-surveys of the Volga students, the students had a stronger level of confidence with their fluency skills in expressing abstract ideas and appropriately using academic vocabulary. The bar chart shows the students' self-assessment of their knowledge of academic English vocabulary. And the results after completing the course are higher. The greatest improvement was observed in 2021, 2.25, which corresponds to transition from the below average level to the above average level of English. Particularly significant progress was noted in groups where the initial level of English was below average. For groups with initially high level, above average, for example, in 2024, the participants reached the high level, demonstrating the effectiveness of the course even for the advanced students. And in terms of the challenges and barriers of the program, some of them are quite obvious, like technical issues, time zone, or national biases. However, what happens when participants find themselves divided by complex geopolitical realities? Should they withdraw, sever ties, or press forward? Together with my co-organizer, Professor Westwood, we have decided to press forward.
Yes, so I took over the course from Alil Cunningham in 2023, and at that time there was a recent conflict that had erupted between Russia and Ukraine. Dr. Golikova had a suddenly new, unfamiliar colleague to work with. I had to engage and connect with an unfamiliar colleague in Dr. Golikova. And this created sort of a difficult dilemma with a new and complicated and challenging geopolitical context. Was it possible for this project to continue? Is it something that we needed to, put aside or maybe pause or wait for a different time? But really, we decided to press forward, and we had some reasons for that. One is we both recognize the complex identities of people, that we are not, or we shouldn't be essentialized into simply a geopolitical identity, such as American or Russian. We're more than that, and we have different aspects and different parts to our identities that are very important. So we wanted to avoid essentializing one another, and we wanted to create a more complicated picture of the world than perhaps what we would see on the news. As Christians, we look at eternal timelines, not just what's happening this month, what's happening this week. We look at from the beginning of time until the eventual return of Christ and the full glory of God's kingdom comes into fruition. And so not only from an eternal standpoint, but also just in terms of what can happen in terms of a decade or a few decades. And an example of that would be how we were actively at war with Japan in the 40s, and now we are close allies, close friends. So it's really important, I think, to think about that as we're engaging with other people, that geopolitical realities are always temporary. In addition, as Christians, we have a perfect model. Jesus never stayed within the groups that he was expected to stay around. He was always pushing out and encountering different groups of people, different kinds of people, really working to understand them as well. And so both Dr. Golikova and I decided to make a choice to trust one another, to trust this process and this program, and really ultimately, I guess, to trust God that it could continue in a really challenging and difficult time.
Yes, right. And to conclude, let's highlight the strategies for the program's success. Among them, shared professional ethical values of the project co-organizers we view as crucial, as they correlate with the values that we cultivate in our students. And another important aspect is developing critical thinking skills that help avoid stereotypes of their international partners as the students interact, learning to appreciate them as whole persons.
Right, so we've got some questions here that we can discuss in the actual live session. Have you ever tried to organize a similar partnership? And what are some of the biggest challenges you face while running programs that include virtual cross-cultural exchanges. And then there are some references, and I would like to once again thank Dr. Galikova for taking the time to help present with me. So thank you very much, and goodbye.
You.